Welcome back. Now, school placement continues to be a headache for pupils and parents. Thousands of pupils are yet to be placed in Western Cape schools. Some 1,400 are awaiting to be allocated a spot. eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is following this story for us, and he joins us now live for an update. So this is still an issue. Aviwe, we are approaching the month of March, still some 1,400 kids at home.
Concerning issue, Maseko, we're halfway through the first term of schooling for the curriculum year of 2023, and at least 1,400 learners in the Western Cape alone are yet to be placed. That's quite a significant jump from the first week of schools when we were here ourselves in Cape Town. The number was 576, and you can see that just by some 900 plus it has jumped now. Let's get insight from the MEC of Education as to exactly what the problem is and where the challenges are. MEC, thank you for joining us at eNCA, but it's quite a significant jump, and it's halfway through the first term. What are the problems when it comes to school placement?
Okay. Well, thus far, I think it's important to understand that we have placed over 98% of our grade 1 and grade 8s. But as you correctly say, we are now focused on placing a further 1,476 learners. Over 90% of which, 1,325, are what we call extremely late applications. Now, these are applications that were received not only after the deadline, not only after schools closed last year, but in fact after the 1st of January 2023. So we are now focused principally on placing 1,325 learners who applied extremely late. And you can imagine that it does present a challenge because it's difficult to predict both the number of learners who will apply late, but also the distribution. So in the meantime, we are offering those learners support, online learning, or indeed learner support packs. And we are now adapting and responding by placing mobile schools and allocating additional teachers so that we can absorb those pressures. But we remain absolutely committed to placing those 1,325 learners who applied extremely late in the Western Cape.
MEC, we're seeing a concerning picture on the ground. I've been visiting a number of parents, one of them saying that they applied as early as March last year. They showed us 9 different schools, not successful to any of those, and were given an option where they had to take 3 taxis to get to the school, something that they can't afford. What happens to assisting such parents that applied timeously and did everything by the book, but yet middle of February they don't have schools?
Unfortunately, with the kind of pressures we're under, not every parent is going to get their school of choice. Parents who may not have got their children into a school of choice, of course, are also welcome to approach the district offices where we can try to assist them. But I think it's also important. I mean, although these parents have got places, they have not managed to get their school of choice. But we will try to resolve these issues during the course of this term, and I would really encourage parents who have not managed to secure their school of choice to enter into a discussion with our district so that we can try to accommodate parents who have not got their school of choice. But given the current admissions pressure, it is difficult to ensure that every parent receives their school of choice in the Western Cape.
But surely it can't be a case, MEC, where you have to take 3 taxis to get to school. Surely it's not even about choice, but the practicality of it all. You can't afford 3 taxis as a parent.
Well, I do understand that parents who've not got their school of choice are under pressure. Unfortunately, given the kinds of admission pressures that we are experiencing, some parents are going to have to make arrangements to transport their children to schools. But again, if parents have not been matched with their school of choice, they are, as I say, welcome to enter into a discussion with the district so that we can try to better accommodate them. Ultimately, this problem will be resolved over time as we significantly expand the number of schools in our province. And we have a very ambitious rapid school build program where we are rolling out infrastructure at a rate 4 times greater than we ever have, and we are building schools in just 65 days. So we need to expand the system so that more parents can get their kids into schools which are closer to them, and that, I think, will go a long way to resolving the kind of issue which you raise in the Western Cape.
I was about to ask if it's an infrastructure problem or what the exact problem is, given that we're told last year it was the same issue where some learners were only placed as late as June, which of course is concerning in terms of the school curriculum itself.
There is a significant gap between demand and supply. And that's precisely why we have rolled out what we've called our rapid school build program, so that we can significantly expand the number of schools and accommodate more learners and reduce overcrowding in our schools here in the Western Cape.
Okay, 1,400 plus learners yet to be placed. For those parents watching currently at the moment, when can you confirm maybe a timeline as to when all those learners will be placed in school?
Well, our district officers throughout the province are working round the clock to do 2 things. First, to provide immediate support to those learners, as I've said, by providing work packs and also online support. But we will be working around the clock to place those learners as soon as possible here in the Western Cape.
A timeline, MEC, in terms of when they'll be placed, because last year we understand it was late as June. Will we see similar occurrences this year too?
As I say, our district teams are working round the clock to resolve those issues. I would prefer it to be days and weeks rather than months, but as soon as possible, we will try to ensure that these cases are resolved.
And will there be any, I know you mentioned online systems that are trying to help these learners, or how else will they be able to catch up on the school curriculum that they're missing now, on the school material that they're missing?
Well, when these learners are admitted to schools, certainly we would have to put in place individual support plans to assist those learners to catch up and ensure that they perform well for the rest of the year at the schools where they are eventually accommodated. But I can assure you, and I can assure all the parents, that we are completely committed to making sure that every learner who is waiting for placement will receive a place here in the Western Cape.
All right, thank you very much, MEC. I actually want to read that vision statement that you have on the wall there. I'm hoping my colleague Maput is going to it, where it says that quality education is the vision for every child, in every classroom, in every school in the province, hoping that that will be achieved as many as 1,400 plus are yet to be placed in the Western Cape. No timeline given as to when they'll all be placed, but Bob is saying that they're doing the best they can under the circumstances.